We already know that you never quite know what you're going to see out on the water, but also you never know what you're going to see around the docks, which several cruise passengers found out this past week. The images seen here is the Norwegian Epic, and it was docked over in Sicily this past week when all of a sudden strong gusts of wind came in, causing docking lines to snap and bollards to go flying as seen in the images. Fortunately in this situation everybody was okay, but it did wind up upsetting the crew and delaying them several hours. But it was not the only ship to see this happen, as the images here show the MSC Seascape, which was docked in Ocean Cay in the Bahamas, and it wound up having the exact same situation occur. Strong gusts of wind came in, putting tension on the mooring lines, all of a sudden causing the crew to wind up having to leave the dock significantly earlier than expected. Here you're going to hear the captain come over the intercom instructing passengers and crew that they're going to be closing the gangway doors earlier than expected and for everybody to stay clear.
Attention all crew members, this is the bridge of the ship. The ship's weather pedals are about to be closed and water for emergency reason. Stay clear of water pedals. I repeat, stay clear of water pedals.
That's going to bring us to our first story this week, and our first story is going to take us up to New York, where this was the scene just a little over a week ago when a crew decided to go out and enjoy a nice Memorial Day weekend on the boat, and unfortunately that weekend did not end so hot. The images we see here are a vessel that wound up crashing up in the Hamptons on Sunday night during Memorial Day weekend, and unfortunately in this situation, the captain is now under arrest as he's being charged with a BUI, which is boating under the influence. According to local police reports, the incident occurred up in Hamptons Bay. The crash occurred around 9 p.m. on Sunday night. The boat wound up crashing into the Shinnecock Canal jetty and wound up coming to rest on the ground as seen in the images here. What's really surprising about this one is this specific area has a 5-mile-an-hour speed limit, but there is absolutely no way in the world the boat would have skipped over the jetty, landing on the ground as we see like this at 5 miles an hour. The captain was given a field sobriety test on site and was later arrested under suspicions of BUI. Currently, he's facing charges for boating while intoxicated, vehicular assault, and a reckless operation of a vessel. There were several people on board at the time of the incident, including the captain's fiancée and her 2 kids. Fortunately, somehow miraculously in this situation, nobody died. I mean, they wound up hitting the ground so hard that you see the damage to the fiberglass of the boat that it's absolutely astonishing that everyone came out of this situation and survived. Our next story to make the boating news this week is going to take us over to Belgium, where this was the scene just this past week, where over in Antwerp, a cargo vessel and a local inland vessel that was carrying 2 barges wound up having a collision in the Scheldt River, as seen in the images here. Here, the much larger cargo vessel, the Nord, can be seen overtaking the Bering Z, which is the smaller inland vessel you see on the starboard side of this ship. An investigation has been launched to try and determine the cause of the incident, but at this time, the details remain very vague on what actually wound up causing this collision. Now, unfortunately, the Bering Z, seen in the images here, suffered substantial damage during this incident and began to take on water almost immediately after the collision, and unfortunately, 2 crew members actually wound up going overboard during the collision. Fortunately, they were able to be quickly rescued and brought back to shore. The Bering Z began to sink almost immediately afterwards. Quickly, 2 barges were brought in and attached to the vessel to try and stabilize it in hopes to try and keep it afloat. The larger container ship seen in the images here, the 170-meter Nord, was able to continue to sail under its own power after the collision. However, it is currently being held in port pending further investigation into the incident and also further inspection to make sure there's no serious damage to the ship. Fortunately, in this situation, there were no life-threatening injuries sustained during the incident. However, the Bering Z, as you can see in these images, for the most part does wind up sinking in the river. Salvage efforts and plans are currently being made to try and pull the vessel back out of the river and get it fully refloated. Our next story to make the boating news this week is going to take us over to Greece, where this was the scene just this past week, when a Greek ferry had to be diverted from its course due to a situation arising where a sailing vessel had let out a distress call claiming it was taking on water. But when the Greek ferry got there, they were absolutely astonished to see the situation. As we see here, a sailing boat pulls up along the ferry with over 70 people on the boat. The ferry seen in the images is the Blue Star Zaios, and it had approximately 200 passengers on board at the time of the incident. The initial distress call was reported to the Hellenic Coast Guard, who then enlisted any vessels in the area to assist. The sailboat was approximately 14 nautical miles off the coast. During the incident, the ferry diverted out and wound up pulling many of the people you see off this sailboat and bringing them on board to try and put the crew in a much safer situation. The Greek Coast Guard did respond to the scene as well, but due to the fact the ferry was already issuing assistance, they just stayed on standby and monitored the situation in case anything went wrong and they needed to jump in and help. But as you probably already know, this vessel is believed to be carrying migrants from Turkey who were trying to get into Greece. And unfortunately for migrants in the Greek Coast Guard, they've not had the best relationship. In fact, even just this past week, prosecutors in Greece wound up charging 17 crew members from a Hellenic Coast Guard cutter for their involvement in an incident back in 2023, in which another overcrowded vessel wound up overturning, in which only half the migrants on board were believed to have survived. And many of the migrants who were on board that ship actually blamed the Coast Guard patrol boat for the vessel actually capsizing. Now, fortunately, during this situation, we have a much better outcome, as it's not believed that there were any injuries reported during this situation. The weather at the time was actually reported to be fairly calm and mild. Again, it's believed that the vessel was really in distress just by being overloaded. Our next story to make the boating news this week is going to take us over to Puerto Rico, where this was the scene this past week when 3 boaters found themselves in trouble while they were on a 3-hour cruise off the coast of Gilligan's Island. Well, that one's a little bit of exaggeration, but the Gilligan's Island part is actually correct. The 3 boaters were out enjoying a day of boating off the coast of Puerto Rico on board their 26-foot vessel, when all of a sudden they suffered some sort of mechanical failure. They were able to quickly get off a distress call, alerting the US Coast Guard that they had lost propulsion on their boat and they were drifting toward a reef. Here we can see the Coast Guard upon arrival and how shallow the water the crews wound up in as they were going over to try and assist the boaters and get them back to safety. The boaters were all airlifted from this area and they were transported to a local airport. Fortunately, in this situation, the vessel was actually able to be towed by a Good Samaritan to a local marina so it would not be a hazard of navigation or risk sinking off of Gilligan's Island. Now, fortunately for this crew, they had all the proper safety gear they needed on board to be able to reach out and get a distress signal off. The Coast Guard reminds everybody, if you're going offshore, make sure you have a working VHF radio, and if possible, go ahead and have some sort of locator beacon. And this crew was saved by these items, and it's a pretty fortunate thing for them, as we already know what happens if somebody gets stranded on Gilligan's Island. They're probably going to be there for quite some time. Thanks for watching, crew. I hope you enjoyed this week's episode of Boating News of the Week. If you ever see anything crazy happening out on your waterways, be sure to hit us up on Facebook or Instagram and let us know, and you might see your stories over here. And if you guys haven't already, go ahead and drop an anchor on the subscribe button here.